Good morning and welcome to part 2 of our Knowledge Organiser assembly. In this week's assembly we're going to be looking at some of the key strategies that you can use in order to self-quiz. Please can you get your Knowledge Organiser out and have it ready in front of you on your desk. You'll also need your mini whiteboard and a pen. Have a go at answering the Smart Start questions on your mini whiteboard. I'm going to give you 1 minute to respond to these questions. Off you go. Okay, let's check our understanding. Your Knowledge Organiser is a tool for you to refer to in lessons and self-quiz knowledge that is new to you. Self-quizzing helps you to become a successful learner, as it is the strategy you will need to use to embed the knowledge in your long-term memory. Okay, let's recap. Our overall aim is to become the very best learner we possibly can be. In order to do that, you will need to load up your learner rucksack with the key learner skills, starting with self-quizzing. Last week we launched our learner rucksack with you all. Hopefully, during the week, you have got used to carrying your Knowledge Organiser around with you and referring to it in some of your lessons. We know from last week that the way you become the best learner that you can be is by working on strategies that will embed the knowledge that the teachers give you into your long-term memory. Luckily, there are lots of ways that you can do that through self-quizzing. Self-quizzing is the most powerful way of securing information that you'll need to recall in the future. This morning, I'm going to teach you how to use some of the self-quizzing strategies. The first strategy we are going to look at is flashcards. Please turn to page 7 of your Knowledge Organiser and put a star next to the explanation of a flashcard. Alternatively, you can highlight the word flashcard if you have a highlighter to hand. For this technique, you will need some pieces of card. Ideally, an A4 piece cut into quarters. Flashcards are great for helping to remember definitions of keywords or key pieces of information based on a particular topic. Let's have a go. My English teacher has set me some remote learning this week and has asked me to self-quiz the conventions of a formal letter. I would start by referring back to my Knowledge Organiser. Using my flashcard, I would then write formal letter on one side, and on the reverse, I would list all of the conventions needed to write a formal letter correctly. For example, the first convention that I would list would be address and date in the top right of the page, followed by address of the person you are writing on the left, followed by the greeting, Dear Mr. Jones or Dear Sir / Madam, a short introductory paragraph with 3 or 4 ideas, again paragraphed, a closing paragraph to round off the letter, and finally I'd need to remember to keep the style formal. All of this information is short and concise, which helps me to remember it easier. When I have my flashcard ready, I now need to take a few minutes to read over my list of information. This may take a few times. I keep referring back to the fact that it's a formal letter, and then I read through the list and repeat some of the major points. I would then self-quiz by covering up my flashcard and rewriting what I can remember. Now, you may not remember it all in one go. That's fine. Just read again and write. Repeat until you feel that the information is embedded. The real test of whether you have moved this information into your long-term memory will be a week later when your teacher introduces a smart start that then asks you to recall the information from your self-quiz remote learning. Now on to our second strategy, and this one is an easy one that you will probably remember from primary school. Look, cover, check is a great technique when you are trying to embed a new spelling or vocabulary. Let's practice with this week's word of the week. We write the word out, say the word. Meritorious, write the definition, say this out loud. Deserving reward or praise. We then cover the information and then write it out in full. You can do this as many times as you like to ensure that the word is embedded. Meritorious, deserving reward or praise. This strategy is useful for when you are learning new words and vocabulary. Your knowledge organiser is jam-packed with new words for you to learn. A top tip for this technique: you can use the back of your knowledge organiser as there is stacks of lined paper for you to practice. The final self-quizzing strategy that I want to highlight to you is collaboration. This is where you still might apply the use of flashcards or look, cover, check, but you complete these with a partner, asking you a definition or what you might know about a theme or topic in a subject. It is important that you listen carefully and ask them questions to ensure that the information is embedded well. This technique is great as it also helps you to learn as the listener to your partner. Now it's your turn. Using your knowledge organiser, find a subject page that you want to work on. Identify a keyword or definition that you know you'll need to remember. Go to the back of your knowledge organiser, about page 111, and design a flashcard for your definition. Alternatively, you can use the lined paper at the back to try out the look, cover, check technique. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you have, the more you can use to make yourself a successful learner. Your teachers are setting you remote learning where you need to apply a self-quizzing technique. Try and apply a different technique to suit the style of task you are set. Try it for yourself.